Hey there, it's James Francis, and I hope you and your family are doing well during this difficult time. Now, if you're looking at this video for information about the coronavirus, you are in the wrong place. I've already covered everything that you need to know about the coronavirus and its impact on online businesses on my blog. Go ahead and check that out if you haven't already, okay? This video is going to be answering the many questions I've had about, James, when are you moving to San Diego? Are you already there? What's happening, right? Because the last update I gave was in October when I announced that I was moving to San Diego and the company would be moving with it to our new office in San Diego, but more on that in a second, right? So we've had a ton of questions, and in this video I just want to basically answer those questions so I'm not repeating myself to every individual person, and hopefully you'll find it interesting as well. So just to be completely transparent here, this is not going to be a video containing marketing advice or any golden nuggets regarding online business stuff. If you want that kind of stuff, check out my courses, check out the rest of the posts on my blog, okay? But this video is going to be basically for the people who are interested in either, one, moving to the US from a separate or other country, two, my progress moving to the US, maybe you're interested in our company, what we're doing, or three, if you just love a bit of gossip, right? Especially during this time where you may be stuck in quarantine looking for things to interest you. This may be interesting to you as well, right? So let's get on with it. Now, the last update for this really was in October last year, which is a very long time and feels like a lifetime in the time that we're currently going through. So at that point, we had gone around San Diego, explored the whole place, made sure that it was what we were looking for. We looked at houses just to make sure that the houses and areas were what we were looking for as well. And we came to the conclusion that yes, it would be a great place for us, my family, to live, right? And at that point, we saw an immigration attorney, and they basically told us the easiest route for me as a UK citizen, my birth country, if you will, would be the E2 investor visa. Now, I'm guessing you probably don't know what that is, as I didn't when I first heard about this. I was like, what's the E2 visa? Surely can't I just show my proof of income and be a US citizen like that, right? Because that's what I had to do for Mexico. For my Mexican temporary residency, all I had to do was show proof of my income, that I was earning above a certain threshold, and not having a criminal record and everything else like that, the typical stuff, and it was approved pretty easily. But the US is very different, okay? So I had no idea what to expect with this process, and I'm thankfully now at the process where I'm just ready to submit my visa, okay? And I'll tell you why I haven't yet in a second. But it all started with the announcement from the immigration attorney that I'm using that I had to save 100,000 US dollars to invest into a US business. Okay, and of course that US business would be the US branch of our Dish to Prosperity business, right? But that means you need to have 100k liquid cash. In other words, 100k in your bank account to be able to invest into this US business. I don't know about you, but I don't know many people that have 100k sitting in their bank account just waiting to be spent, right? Especially with me, I've been very fortunate to enjoy life to the fullest. I've bought a Lamborghini, bought my dream house in England, and kind of, although we have savings, we don't have 100k sitting around, right? So I got to the point where I was really kind of thinking, how do I do this? How do I raise that 100k? Well, through our business's growth over the last 6 months, which has been incredible, by the way. So thank you to all of our new customers, all of our new clients, everyone that we've ever helped has really helped propel the company forward. That's a big thumbs up from me. Thank you for that. And that's basically enabled the company to move to the US, or at least have the required funds to be able to do that. So as of last month, which as I'm recording this video is beginning of March, we had the funds required to submit the visa. A few days after we had the funds required, all of the consulates closed and they were no longer making interviews for the US visa. So I got to the stage where I just spent 5 or so months going through this process of making a business plan for the US company, setting up the US company, setting up a US bank account for the business, submitting all of the required documents, having a operating agreement, and lots of other many things, and being sure that the investment funds were of a legitimate source and tracing those funds from when they hit my bank bank account to the US company's bank account. It's all very complicated stuff, and all of that stuff has been done. So now I'm currently at the stage where I'm just waiting for the US consulates to open again so I can get my appointment to have my E2 visa approved. Fingers crossed, right? So that's kind of where I'm at. Honestly, it's been a nightmare to get all of this stuff together. It's required me to hire new members of staff, of employees, so we've had to put people on payroll and everything else just to demonstrate that the company is actually a company that is active and operating. So there are many different requirements for it. And if you're thinking of moving from a different country to the US, I strongly recommend that you do not try and do this yourself. I thought, you know what, it can't be that difficult. But it is. There's a lot of red tape to jump through. There's a lot of issues that you need to overcome with, like, for example, the source of funds. I got some money together from a certain source and they said I couldn't use that because it wasn't in line with what the E2 visa was looking for, and so on and so on. So long story short, it's very complicated, although it is worth it. Of course, I cannot wait to be able to live in the US and build this business in the US. And we actually now have an office building in the US, which is very exciting. And I'll hopefully show you a clip on the screen right now of the office building. But basically, I can't wait to actually be in the office in person when all of this whole pandemic stuff has blown over, and have a team in person. So we're all in the same time zone. And while I do enjoy working from home, which is where I am now, this is where I work. I have my laptop just out of shot here. And I really enjoy working from home. It's going to be nice to have people to speak to in the office and just to all be on the same page at the same time, and have work friends, which I have now online, but it's going to be so much more fun to be able to go out for drinks after, after a hard day at work or whatever else, right? And I'm not going to be in the office every single day, but it's still going to be nice to jump in every now and again just to kind of manage everything from the office. So that's where we're at right now. If you're interested in moving from the UK or some other country to the US, every country is different, so I strongly recommend you hire an attorney who is good with that kind of stuff. But just keep in mind that for the countries that aren't eligible for the lottery, which is like the visa lottery where you submit an application and then you get drawn out of a hat basically for your green card, which is only available to a lot of countries that are not the major English-speaking countries, let's say. And you need to be in that list of countries to be eligible for that. And even then, it's a risk. It's kind of like you're crossing your fingers and hoping for the best that you get chosen, which is not how I wanted to do things. Plus, the UK isn't eligible for that anyway. So if you are thinking of it, the E2 visa is basically a temporary residency visa. You will get a certain amount of time when you're approved for to be able to live in the US, run the company, and then with the intent of going home. Now, home would be your home country or a country of your choosing, but at that stage you are free to upgrade that visa to an EB5, which is a further kind of higher level investor visa. And at that point you would have to create 10 full-time jobs on payroll with W-2 forms, and also you would need to invest $1 million in your business. You can invest less if you're investing in other companies in less fortunate areas. But for me, I want to invest that into our company so we can continue to grow the company in the US. So our route would be the E2 visa, and then to the EB5, which is where we invest $1 million in liquid cash and also hire 10 people minimum. Okay, so that's going to be the long-term plan. But for now, the main thing is that I'm just waiting for the US consulates to open again so I can get my interview date and actually turn up to the interview and hopefully get approved. After I'm approved, by that time, hopefully Michelle, my fiance, and I will be married, because our marriage date is July 31st. So coming up soon. I can't wait, looking forward to that. Hopefully, fingers crossed, everything goes ahead as planned and nothing is cancelled or anything like that due to the pandemic. But fingers crossed, if we are married, we can actually just change her status to, with me having the E2 status, we should just be able to change that over quite quickly. So fingers crossed, everything goes well. Just wanted to give you that update for the people who are wondering. I'm not currently in San Diego yet. I can't travel there even to set up the office because flights are not running. Borders are closing and very strict if they're not closed. And honestly, I don't want to put myself and my family at risk traveling unnecessarily. So that's how it is. I'm kind of waiting for everything to blow over, and once that's done, once I get my interview, I'll of course give you another update on how things go with the interview. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions about this video, feel free to submit them below this video, and I'll happily help you. You know, anything about the immigration process, anything about moving to San Diego, stuff like that, let me know in the comments below. I'll of course give you a full rundown of what I've had to do after I've been approved, fingers crossed, and I'll be able to answer pretty much every single question you may have at that point. But for now, let me know if you have any questions, if you're interested in doing this yourself. Otherwise, I bid you farewell, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day. Be safe and stay home. Speak soon. Bye-bye.